Hey, what's up YouTube? Just doing a review on my 2009 Ford Crown Victoria Police Interceptor. Sorry I've been off of YouTube for a while. Life just really hit me in the face and I've just been going through extremely a lot right now, like a lot. So that's why I haven't been being able to make a video lately. So yeah, I am doing a review on pretty much one of my dream cars, which was to own 2009 Crown Victoria Police Interceptor. I've always wanted a white one, but I can only get a black one, but now it is growing on me and I truly adore this color. It used to be black and white, like a skunk kind of texture, white hood, white roof, white trunk. It used to be a DPS vehicle, Texas State Trooper, and the previous owner got it all repainted. Of course, he got the steelies repainted too as well. There is a few little dinks there now and then. I do feel like this vehicle was vandalized at one point in time because there is a footprint on the back passenger door and there is like a knuckle print on the side of the fender back there. But yeah, here I am back on YouTube, gonna do a review on my 2009 Ford Crown Victoria Police Interceptor. I'm sorry if my words all over the place. I haven't done a video in a long time, and for the way this car looks, you guys might be surprised, but this car actually has 181,000 miles on it. I got it with 177, I believe, and I put a couple on it. And yeah, so here's my review on the car, how I feel about it, what I hate about it, and what I really love about it. Now, one thing I do love about this car is people think you're a cop. Now, that can be a good thing and a bad thing. Ugly looks, and believe me guys, I've had so many ugly looks and I've somewhat felt uncomfortable sometimes, but other than that, I've never seen people drive so safe in my life. From going from a 2016 Ford Mustang to a 2009 Crown Victoria police car, it's a drastic change. Instead of people wanting to race me and rev at me, people are just, going the limit, which is pretty cool. And so yeah, so here is my 2009 Crown Victoria Police Interceptor. It used to be a DPS car. So when it used to be a DPS car, like I said, it was black and white. It said State Trooper on the side, it said DPS on the door with the Texas logo on it. And of course, it had a radio antenna similar to that one on the trunk. This is just a CB antenna that I had, lying around my house, and I just did it because, it used to have one very similar to like that. There used to be a low profile antenna on top as well as a light bar. You can see the two little holes on the other side. I'll show you right now in a minute. Here are the steelies. Of course, these aren't the police spec tires. These are Coopers. Sorry about the car. It's really dirty right now. It's just so hard to maintain a black vehicle. I always told myself I would never ever own a black vehicle, and here I am with the black Crown Vic. But hey, at least it's a Crown Vic, am I right? So yeah, let's go inside. And if I can take the key out because I don't want that ringing. Okay, there we go. So this vehicle pretty much came with nothing except the spotlight. Those handcuffs are mine from the Explorers. Of course, here's the side. The seat covers aren't really that much in best shape. I'm really looking forward to changing them. The floor is carpet and does have pedal adjusters and that anti-theft system that a lot of Crown Vics that I know of never really had one, and this one still happens to come with one. And so here she is. Center console that I bought for the car comes with like a little safe, but it doesn't really work that good. And I really love it. It like absolutely fits this car perfect. And here is my aftermarket radio that I installed with my friend. And here is my amber dash light that a friend of mine gave me who has an NYPD push bar on his Crown Vic. And yeah, so don't hate, I have a CB radio antenna, but I don't have a CB radio just yet. So it's just for show, really. So yeah, let's sit inside. So yeah, here's the car. To change gears, you can't just press the brake and then turn it down. You gotta press this little lever right here too, or the anti-theft system. And once you hear the beeping sound, that's when you can change gears. This car does not have rear leather seats. Does not have a vinyl floor. If you guys can look it up, DPS vehicles didn't have any cages. They didn't have any dome lights up here. It looks like something else was up here besides a dome light. But they didn't have any dome lights, they didn't have rear leather seats, and they didn't have cages. One thing they did have was red and blue brake lights. So you can see where the tints cut out for the brake light, and something else was right there. I don't really know what that was for sure yet. And it also came with these Velcro, like patch sort of stuff. And I'm pretty sure a radar was here, and as well as a little unit. But yeah, so here is the Ford Crown Victoria Police Interceptor. Just my binder to keep my things right here, just all my paperwork. Proof that I am an explorer, because believe it or not, guys, After a year of owning my Mustang, I have never had a single encounter with any police officer of some sort. Ever since I've owned this car, I've only had it for a couple of months, and I've already encountered 5 different police officers with it. So this car is definitely an attention whore, but I truly, truly love it because this is one of my dream cars. I've always really wanted one of these cars. Even before I had my Mustang, I've always really wanted one, and I even test drove one before I got my Mustang. I test drove a 2009 Bexar County Sheriff's Office retired CVPI, white, paint was chipped up, had a CB antenna on the roof, and it came with a push bar. But after a while of trying to get that car, I just couldn't get it, and I eventually found this baby on Let Go, and this is where I got the car from. I put $1,000 down on it, and then paid the other $1,000 next week. So I pretty much got this car for $2,000, and it came with a fresh paint job. Now, some problems that I did have with this car is that, and that's a bulb light, by the way, it's not LED. So one problem that I did have with this car was the fact that when I first got it, everything was working fine. Then after a couple of months of ownership, the AC started acting up, and then the car started overheating and coolant was spilling everywhere from my reservoir. And turns out my water pump gave out, so I replaced that as well as my thermostat and thermostat gasket. Later on, turns out the reason why my car was overheating while idling was because my fan motor was going out. And before it even went out, I was always hearing like a ticking sound. I remember looking at my cooling fan, and I guess the little stud on the motor was messed up, and that was causing the fan to rotate in a weird direction. So it kept on tapping on the plastic. So every cold start, you would hear the fan like ticking on the plastic, and it would just get really loud and annoying. So after a while, I finally figured out what it was, and turns out it was my fan motor. So I ended up going to the pick and pull, bought a new fan motor as well as a fan, and they're a little different from this one. Put it in, and now my car just idles fine now. So no more overheating. Nothing big with that. And I got the fan motor for $37, which was awesome because they usually sell them for like $80 at Advanced Auto Parts, and the fans are another price to pay. But after digging through like 5 different Crown Victorias, I finally got the right motor and fan that looked the best to me. And without even testing it, I took it home for $37, installed it in the car, and it ran just fine. So now my car works just fine now. One problem that this car has is the AC compressor is sort of bad. Now the AC compressor wasn't taking long to start up when I first got the car, and after a while of owning the car, the compressors just started acting up, and then it would turn off and on. And then once I fixed the fan, because after a while, like once I replaced the water pump, the compressor just didn't want to work anymore. And when the fan wasn't working, the compressor wasn't working for some reason. And ever since I replaced the fan, the compressor's working just fine. Now, last week, the compressor just started turning off and on again, and then it takes forever to start. And if you guys don't know about me yet, but I live in San Antonio, Texas, and it gets fucking hot out here. Sorry for my language. I'm really trying not to cuss in my videos, but it gets hot ridiculously out here. And for the past 3 days, it's been getting a little cooler. Now the nights are reaching like 78 degrees, and that's a good sign because usually the nights are like 88 degrees. It's hot over here. We have warm Christmases, okay? Every Christmas it's like 80 degrees. But yeah, here's my Ford Crown Victoria Police Interceptor. Key fob, so I have a remote and all that. Came with the police trunk pack. This is just all my stuff, my reflection strips. I've put this on there myself. Came with the fire extinguisher that doesn't even work. Yeah, I'm pretty much loving this car so far. And that tire is dry and fucked up. It's a Firestone tire, and if you guys don't know, it's not good to have 2 different treads on your car at the same time because it's kind of dangerous. But yeah, here's the trunk and all that. The little CB radio antenna that I just put on that I had laying around my house. So one thing I do hate about this car is, sometimes people drive really slow, and it's kind of cool because sometimes I just like to cruise, and I've never seen people drive so safe before, but sometimes people just give you death stares, especially late at night, or you're driving around 3 in the morning. I typically take like long night drives, and a couple of times at like 3, 4 in the morning, I've had people just give me just the devilish looks, like they want to kill me, dude. And sometimes it's funny, sometimes I just stare at them back, And so yeah, one time I was at this light with my friend, and this guy, I guess, he pulled up next to us at the light, and his light was red. He was still staring at us at the whole red light. His light turns green. He's still standing there looking at me. I point at his light, and he's still staring there. And then his light turns red again, and then he's just still sitting there staring at me. I'm like, what the fuck? So I ended up just taking it right, and I was like, bro, fuck this. I'm out, But yeah, so here is my review of my 2009 Crown Victoria Police Interceptor. Not going to really go through the horsepower, torque, and all that shit because I'm pretty sure most of you who look at Crown Vics already know all that BS, so I'm not even going to get in with that. When I first got the car, I did have a slow air leak in the back right tire. Got that patched. New water pump, new thermostat gasket, new cooling fan motor, and a fan as well. So it is a remote key fob. Sorry for this wind. Holy crap, this wind is gonna kill me. Let me hold my hand right here if it does anything. But this back door locking mechanism does not work with the key fob, so I'd have to go inside and manually open it myself. So as you can see, like that. This guy just stared at me so hard. But anyway, on with the video. Yeah, here is my Crown Victoria. I will later on get into a little bit of details of why I was gone for so long. I've just been going through a lot, so bear with me, guys. I will get into detail of my Mustang, and I'll give you guys the news and all that. But yeah, so here is my Crown Victoria Police Interceptor review so far. Just a review of my new car, just showing it off a little bit. Oh yeah, so the dents. Looks like, if you can see, but there's a crack. Looks like someone just went like right there. And then on the back over here, there's like a knuckle print like that. I don't know if you guys can see it on the camera, but yeah, my car is super dirty right now. It is so hard to maintain a black car. But yeah, so with that being said, guys, if you want to connect a little better with me, check out my Instagram. It's no longer crowd 103.7. It is CVPI Brandon. Yeah, I will be changing my YouTube name soon. So with that being said, just bear with me, guys. Things are going very slowly right now, and I'll continue to make more videos and vlogs soon. Later.